I don't know if this video's going up.
Don't you film a video with me and not put it up.
Hey you, so I'm here with my friend Hazel. She's Irish. I mean, you are.
Yeah, it's just, that's the first thing you wanted to say about me.
It's the first thing everyone notices, I think.
Is it?
We're here in New York City. We're on a sofa, and today I thought we would talk about some topics because we genuinely have nothing better to do with our lives. So, over on a sofa over there is our friend Louise, and she's going to yell topics at us, and we're going to talk about those topics because...
we've got nothing better to do.
Louise, give us a topic.
Can you be friends with someone after you've slept with them?
Yeah? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Topic number 2.
No. I absolutely think you can be friends with someone after you've slept with them. I think, yeah, it takes a special type of situation to make it that awkward.
It depends on the person. It completely depends on the person and your attitude to it and your maturity and your relationship to begin with and how both of you... Sex is a complicated thing. Like, you know, if like one person was more involved than the other one or liked the other more... then they might be hurt if the other one just wanted to be friends after, so all that kind of thing. But if you're both totally cool with it, and you both kind of go into it casually knowing it's going to just be a nice thing that you enjoy together and then go back to being friends, I think it's fine.
I think absolutely. I think if there's communication at the start, and like you both know exactly what's going on, then you will be fine and the friendship will recover. The only times I've been in situations where a friendship hasn't been salvaged is when, like, someone had got the wrong end of the stick and all was lying, being like, no, I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
I love you.
Treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. Discuss.
Treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen is basically the idea that if you're mean to someone, they will like you more.
Be more interested, I guess.
Yeah, in a romantic way.
I think this is true for some situations. I think you have to be careful about what you define as mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just be a dickhead to people and think that they're going to want to sleep with you because of that. That's awful. And you shouldn't want to sleep with the people who want to sleep with you because you're a dickhead either.
I think what would kind of drive people to sleeping with someone who treats them mean is it's more that the person is treating them with indifference and therefore they have become a challenge.
Yeah,
so
completely.
It's like, I'm going to make this person like me. They don't want me, I'll make them want me. And it becomes like a game. It's the same way that, you know, as a YouTuber, we'll read 1,000 nice comments and then there'll be one mean comment and then we'll go, why do they like me? And then you'll be like, I need to make them like me, that one person. And it becomes a challenge.
Yeah, it's true.
You become obsessed with making people who don't care for you. I think,
you know, just in my own personal experience, when someone comes on a bit too strong or is too full on straight away about, you know, I like you and this is how I feel about you and I am completely yours no matter what, it's just a bit like, oh, that's a bit terrifying actually. Back off a tiny bit. Or there's no challenge, there's no chase, and people do love the chase.
And you shouldn't. I don't think you should be attracted to someone who is completely yours, because then that's just not a person anymore. That's just a thing.
Yeah, I feel a bit like, well, why do you suddenly like me so much so early on in the relationship? There should be a period of time where you're getting to know one another and you're not that sure that you definitely want to be with someone.
It says that they're not acting rationally.
Exactly. But at the same time, you know, I also wouldn't want to be with someone who is, you know, completely ignoring me and being in any way mean or cruel or, you know, just not being nice to me. That's not a nice way to be with someone either. But someone who's, you know, a little bit cool and maybe doesn't reply to every text straight away, but is nice when they do. Yeah. There's kind of that middle ground.
Yeah. So, treat them okay, keep them okay. Okay.
Okay.
Will boys still like you if you sleep with them on a first date?
That is entirely your prerogative. Judge the situation as you... I'm always so reluctant to just generalise like that. Like, there's all these rules like the treating mean, keeping keen, you know, don't sleep with someone on the first date. It's like, well, maybe you've known that person a long time and maybe you have been waiting a long time to get together and you've gone on a date and it's gone really, really well and you like each other and you're getting on and you trust them and you feel safe with them and you just want to do it because it's fun, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine, and there's no reason why someone shouldn't like you after that's happened. If someone does suddenly discard you after the first time you sleep together, then they're a dickhead and fuck them anyway. But don't also feel pressured into sleeping with someone on the first date. You know, just because you've gone out on a date and had a nice time doesn't mean you gotta sleep together.
Yeah, it's all down to communication. If this person knows that you're gonna do that and that's gonna be fun, and then you might want to do that more, then cool. But if that person has lied to you, if they've been like, oh yeah, I really like you, and after this we're gonna, you know,
Get married.
we're going to do that again, and then they don't call you, then they're an asshole. And you don't want them to talk to you. Just let them go. And be like, oh, well, at least I had sex. I don't know. I feel like if someone's going to, like, desert you after the first time, then they weren't really worth keeping.
No.
Like, they would have just left anyway.
Just as a rule of thumb, maybe don't on the first date. Just in general. Probably safest not to, and have a little bit longer to get to know each other. If you haven't met before and you're literally just getting to know
Yeah, like, find out if they're, the devil.
Yeah, and that takes 2-3 dates sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do it on the first date and you feel comfortable and they're all happy and it's all good, then yeah.
Alternatively, you could both just want to only be like, I don't really want to date you, but yeah, let's do sex.
What is the line of cheating?
I was about to say, it's a very individual thing, isn't it? I mean, some people just have completely open relationships where it's okay to have sex with other people, and if you're both 100% happy with that, that's okay.
Yeah.
For me, if my partner were to kiss someone else or more than that, I would consider that cheating.
Would you break up with them for it?
I don't know. It would depend on the situation. I mean, obviously, I tell him I would.
Yeah.
I tell him I would do very terrible things to him if that were to happen.
With a hammer
that's just
and a screwdriver.
Actually, with, those little nail scissors, they're kind of hooked on the end.
Oh.
That's what I tell him will happen if he ever
Misandry.
But I actually, in honesty, I don't know. I mean, is it worth throwing away a really great relationship over, one incident? It would depend. I think I would be more upset if he had fallen in love with somebody else than if he had had a stupid drunken night of sex with someone. Like, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like I really hate the idea of my partner being intimate with someone else, kind of in any way. I have a really horrible tendency, and I have to explain it I have to justify it to myself and explain it to people. It's like, I don't want to ever sleep with anyone else when I'm in a relationship. Or cheat on the person. But sometimes I'm having a bad day and I just need to know that someone else would. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make me the worst person ever?
No.
So it's like, so I won't ever sleep with someone else. But, I'd just be like, would you sleep? Cool. Like, that's all I want. I just want someone to tell me that they would, and then I'm like, wicked.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have attention. I think you'd be lying if you were a human who didn't like any kind of, romantic attention or someone telling you looked good. I think you'd be lying if you said you didn't like attention from other people, but that doesn't ultimately mean you don't love your partner and want to go home to them and with them. It really is a fine line. I'm a very jealous person. Like, even, a little bit of kind of flirtatiousness between my boyfriend and someone else, I get a little bit jealous, but I have to kind of tell myself, that's really stupid and ridiculous. They totally are devoted to you. It's fine. Like, but it's different for everybody. Mm-hmm.
I mean, kissing is kind of like I don't know, but if someone had sex, that's going to be a relationship ender, like, then and there.
Do you think?
I don't care if you're drunk. I think it's even kind of worse. If you're drunk and you're kind of using it as an excuse.
Oh God, no! I'm not ever saying.
I hate that because it's like, because alcohol doesn't
No.
change anything about you. It just makes you do the things you wanted to do anyway. But like, if someone had sex, I think I think I would just go into self-defense mode and just shut down and be like, who are you? Who?
I think it would be a case of sort of kick him out and deal with it later. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be so angry in the moment that I'd be like, that's it, it's off. But I do think that kind of a few weeks down the line there'd be room for discussion about it and should we try and work this. Like, it's been 3 years in a relationship for me now. So anyone in that kind of position where you really are very happy and in love with someone and they feel the same about you and they just fucked up.
For me, I think I could absolutely forgive someone for cheating, but I know I could never forget.
That's true.
And it would always be there, and it would just taint the relationship forever. And I would always just be like, someone else was inside you. What's that about? And we would come up at the most random times, and you would never let it go, and you would bring it up in every argument.
True.
Like, whatever they've done, if they're like, you didn't take the trash out, you'd be like, you sucked a dude's dick. Okay? Right in the mouth. And you just always bring it up.
Remind me to never cheat on you.
Right in the mouth, Hazel.
Right in the mouth. I was gonna say, we're both very insecure people as well, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never going to be good for someone who's really insecure and vulnerable and jealous to know that your partner was with someone. You've made a really good point there. I probably would take him back, but then I don't know if I'd ever be comfortable again thinking about it.
I have like a quite a contemptuous relationship with cheating, and like I hate it, and I don't like it when I hate it when people do it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater.
I don't think that's true.
Personally, I do, and I also think that but I also use the phrase "once a sucker, always a sucker." And in my opinion, people that cheat again, and people that take back cheaters take them back again. And it's just like,
Yeah.
stop. If someone cheats on you, I'd just be like, walk away. It sucks. Just forget it, because it's probably gonna happen again.
Do you not think people deserve a second chance though? Like there's that one, you get that one fuck
Maybe
up,
one.
and then
one.
if it happens again, that's it. It's like 2 strikes and you're out kind of situation.
Yeah.
But no, I'm the same way. I'm really, like, I get really angry about it, even if it's just a friend of mine I know who's cheated on someone or been cheated on. I just get really angry. Like, I've been known to kind of fall out with friends over knowing that they've cheated on somebody, because it's just like, oh, I feel like you're just a false person now, and I don't really want that kind of person around me. It's really bad. Like, I shouldn't do that, I suppose, with people, but like, I find it really hard to trust someone after I know like that they cheated on someone else. That's not to say there aren't situations where it happens, and if you actually knew the whole context, you'd kind of say, yeah, you know, you don't know how shit that relationship was, you know, or how badly someone was being treated, or how nice somebody else was, and suddenly the intimacy of having that new person is so nice, or I don't know. You know, there are obviously there's situations where everything is kind of applicable, but in general, yeah, it's just a bit like, if you want to be with someone else, just fucking break up with me and go be with someone else. That's fine. That's okay. Just don't lie to me. Oh my god! And the thought that they go off and they shoot people and then they just come home to you.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hey,
bad.
honey, how was your day? I'm totally fine. I've had a normal day too. Great, I love you. Oh, kiss, kiss. You want to have some dinner? Fuck you! Are you serious?
Please don't cheat on someone.
Don't cheat on people.
Just like I think it's genuinely better to dump someone by text before cheating on them than cheat on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that actually.
It goes dumping someone by text is right at the bottom of the scale, and then just below that is cheating.
Yeah.
So be like, babe, it's
Telling
over.
someone you cheated by text
Is even worse.
it's fair.
So dump them by text, cheat on them, and then tell them in person, which is slightly better. But if you
Don't do anything.
no, don't do any of these things. Don't do any of this. No.